Welcome to a new episode of Science in Context. I'm Sabine, and this week Dr. James Hay joins me to speak about influenza. James, your study looked at who, where and when influenza infections are most likely to occur using antibody profiles and infection histories. Can you explain a bit more?
So we get infected with influenza viruses many times over our lives, such that each person has a unique immunological signature reflecting their personal history of infection. However, it's not fully understood how these complex immune histories build up over our lives. So to address this, around 15 years ago, a large study measuring people's antibody levels was set up in the city of Guangzhou in China. So here, we developed a mathematical method to estimate which strains of influenza a person is likely to have been infected with and when between 1968 up until now.
What were the key findings from your research?
The main thing we found was that our estimated flu infection rates were higher than expected, at around 19% of people getting infected per year, and some people getting reinfected within the same year or 1 or 2 years later. So this gives us a better idea of the proportion of all influenza infections we actually end up seeing through routine surveillance. We also found that people get infected around twice every 10 years on average, but more frequently in childhood, with decreasing frequency as we get older. So overall, we found that age and date are more important than where you live in and around a city in determining your influenza infection history.
Your models are in line with our current understanding of the relationship between immunity and risk of infection. Why are these models so important?
Yeah, so what was particularly interesting in our study is that we found that younger individuals needed higher antibody levels to achieve the same reduction in influenza infection risk that older individuals achieve with lower antibody levels. This suggests that other immune mechanisms become more important as we get older. And more broadly, we think this is a really exciting area for future research, showing how these sorts of population-level serological surveys can be paired with mathematical models such as ours to identify and understand what we call correlates of protection for many different pathogens.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks very much.